Family, familia, normalcy is the mother lode. Normalcy is the treasure chest. Your normal life, normal life exactly as it is worth infinity dollars. You cannot put a price on it. It's unquantifiable, unquantifiable. And the inquiry of non-duality, or the practice of yoga, the practice of union, is to simply become more sensitively aware of your normalcy exactly as it is. It's not about needing to manifest some insane dream life that just looks like this solar punk utopia. Yeah, it could look like that. That's one way it could look, sure. It's not about reaching some kind of expanded state where you just always feel like a demigod who is on a bliss cloud. I humbly submit that those types of ideas represent more immature forms of spirituality. Mature spirituality embraces normalcy, it embraces simplicity, it embraces non-specialness. Or in another sense, on the flip side, you could say it embraces the one fundamental specialness. It embraces you sitting down to drink a cup of cacao being literally as astonishing and as infinitely miraculous and infinitely precious as you smoking 5-MeO DMT and leaving this realm through your rainbow body to pop out in some pure Buddha land on the other side of the trans-dimensional celestial railroad. Just you simply eating a slice of pizza is the mother lode. We've been born into this treasure chest. We're surrounded by infinite artistry. Every single instant is a never before seen artwork of infinite detail, sculpted by the hand of infinite intelligence. Literally every instant, it's continuously morphing and shifting. You've never seen this instant before, and that's always true. That's always true. These are never before seen precious artworks that you could not put a price on, being continuously given to you for your perusal, for your enjoyment, your savoring. And we just typically fully overlook this. We fully overlook this because we get hypnotized by a culture of more. This culture is always looking for more, and it's always telling us we should want more, we should want something else. True happiness is somewhere else. We need to become celebrities or become TikTok influencers or become digital nomads in order to find this fulfillment that our hearts are seeking, when really the true fulfillment, if it cannot be found now in your normalcy, it will not be found, because it's ever present. It's ever present. That's what mature spirituality is about. It's about the recognition that home is ever present, and this moment is a completeness that when you tune into it, when you tune into that completeness, when you close your eyes and you look at the light dancing in the space we would usually call behind your eyelids, if you look at that infinite artistry, that infinite pattern of light that is continuously morphing and shifting and dancing and melting, if you look at that pattern of light, you can just notice that you have no words for that. You have no words for what that is. It's a pattern of infinite energy, just presenting itself to you What is that? And when you look at that and you feel the fullness of that, when you feel the fullness of this moment, how this moment is, it always shows up, boom, flash, right now. Right now is the Big Bang. Shows up, pure flash, purely effortlessly. The whole universe shows up in and as this presence of now, this simple presence of now. It shows up as this experiential field that is completely full, completely full, overflowing with these unknown textures and flavors. It just shows up as this mysterious continuum of all these textures and flavors. And when we close our eyes and we look at that twinkling light behind the eyelids, that's a really good access point to see what I mean, that there are all these twinkling, subtle flavors and subtle dancingnesses that we don't usually pay attention to. We just disregard that. But if you look closely at that, that's the artistry, that's the infinite detail, that's the fullness. And you can start to see how that level of subtle infinite detail, ever morphing, is woven into every aspect of what is appearing in any single moment. In any single moment. Infinite artistry, ever morphing, ever shifting, ever dancing, woven into every detail. And when you feel how every sense field that we typically acknowledge, as well as all these subtle sense fields that we don't typically acknowledge, when you feel how every single sense field is on this continuum of the one sense field, the one simple nowness, and you feel how every sense field is totally full. It's totally full of these buzzingnesses, these alivenesses, these artistries, these words fail, these dancingnesses. Then you can feel that and you can truly ask yourself, can I honestly say that this moment should be different from how it is? Can I honestly say that I know what would be better than this, and that this should be added to this moment and this should be subtracted from this moment? Can you really say that this fullness of infinite detail, infinite buzzingness, infinite artistry that the moment always is lacking something, or that you could have thought of a better way to orchestrate this infinite energy that's appearing in this flash right now? If you let yourself melt into the type of space that I'm pointing at here, which is just this very simple, ever-present at-homeness that is always here, the way in which everything always seamlessly shows up in this flash of now as this fullness, with everything fitting together, everything going together, nothing blocking anything else, everything having its space within this simple nowness. If you go to that, if you melt into that, you let yourself taste that fullness, taste that completeness, I suspect your answer will be no. No, this moment doesn't need to have anything added to it or anything subtracted from it. It is a fullness. It is a wholeness. It is a completion. I can't even say what that completion is. It's so mysteriously full of this infinite artistry. I don't even know what it is. I don't even know what it is. Like Rumi said, out beyond ideas of right doing and wrong doing, there's a meadow. I'll meet you there. When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about, too full to talk about. When you see that infinite artistry, words fail, the mind goes silent. You see that the mind, while a beautiful, blessed tool, sacred tool, it's inadequate to capture what is here. So the mind goes silent, and then you just stare, you just gawk, you just gape, you just rest. You let yourself be seduced by the infinite artistry of nowness. You become fascinated by the most normal objects and experiences, and you realize that they are more and other than what you were holding them to be. What you were holding to be a simple bush, a simple tree, turns out to be a multidimensional experience, a multidimensional gyrating experience. You can look at it from infinite angles and it will never present the same way twice. Everything is an experience, a shimmering, never before seen experience. You've never experienced the same person twice in a profound sense. Every time it's a different vantage, a different angle, a different sparklingness, a different exposition, a different impressionistic painting of what that person or that house or that bush or that tree or that sky is or could be. It's never experienced the same way twice. So there's always this freshness. There's always this freshness, which, miracle of miracles, is also just simply ordinary. There's this ordinariness to it. So it's not like you're looking to enter a state where you just have to feel constantly, completely amazed by everything around you. There can be periods of time that are like that, especially as this type of perception that I'm pointing toward begins to open up. In contrast to our normalcy, to our consensus human view, it is absolutely amazing. It's astonishing. It's like, whoa, I've been completely hoodwinked. I've been bamboozled. I was taught that these were all just stagnant, solid, unchanging objects that were just boring and they just are how they are. And it turns out that they are infinite dimensional experiences that never present in the same way twice, and that this experiential field is full of an infinity of information that is intelligently arranging itself as a never-ending display of ever morphing, ever melting artistry. Like, whoa, whoa. I thought this was just my house, but it turns out to be like a multi-dimensional labyrinthine sparklingness that never presents in the same way twice. I've never been in the same room twice. I've never experienced the house in the same way twice. What is this? So it can open up into this total amazement, this total profundity. And yet the perspective of normalcy, the perspective of ordinariness is still there also. And, as recognition, as realization progresses, there can be just this settling into the ordinary miracle. You can feel the comfort and the coziness of just, yeah, this is my ordinary life. I know this life. I know this ordinary, simple life. This is my normalcy. This feels good. And at the same time, there can be this simultaneous seeing and knowing that what appears normal is not actually normal. From another vantage, kind of like one of those 2-in-1 photos where you shift your view a little bit and the rabbit suddenly looks like a duck. You shift your view a little bit and what looked like a normal dualistic paradigm of human life, like, oh yeah, here's me, just humble old JB hanging out. Well, sometimes humble, sometimes not, but little old JB hanging out with his family here at home. You gain access to a capacity to flip a switch, or increasingly, it's kind of like these two paradigms are just hanging out right on top of each other, and you're kind of, they can't be disentangled at all. They're both expressions of this nowness that is totally beyond description, beyond resolution. But yeah, you get access to this other perspective, where you can see morphingness, meltingness, miraculousness, infinity, unresolvability, inconceivable, dancingness, astonishing activity as the very conditionless condition of your normalcy, So yeah, that is when you realize what I mean, that we're born inside the treasure chest. We're always in the treasure chest. Your normal life is worth infinity dollars, could not put a price on it, could not put a price on one instant of your life, your experience, because what your experience is this miraculous apparition of divine intelligence that is just contains an infinity of artful information, is an expression of pure imagination, is continuous synchronicity, continuously harmonized by infinite intelligence to appear as this fullness that nothing needs to be added from, nothing needs to be subtracted from. And when you see that, it's like, oh, of course, you could never put a price on this. I mean, for one, this is just the substrate that allows anything else to take place. So if I sold my very beingness, wouldn't be able to have any further experiences, because this beingness is the substrate of all experience. So you just realize that you already have the most precious gift, the most precious unquantifiable gift. You are richer than Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, in the sense that their monetary worth could not buy what you already have. Of course, they themselves, at the same time, they also are living in the unquantifiable preciousness. So in that sense, we're all equally gazillionaires, infinity heirs. We are heirs to the throne of infinity, and it's just this simple normalcy. Normalcy is the mother lode. Normalcy is the jackpot. Normalcy is the treasure. So yeah, I think I'll leave you there for today. Let your normalcy reveal itself. Notice the juiciness, notice the lusciousness, notice the sultriness, the seductiveness, the artistry. Just let yourself hang out there. Let yourself be seduced by anything, Get truly curious about what is experience. What is this that I'm calling a cloud in the sky? If I really stay with that texture, what shape is that? Where is that appearing? What is that made of? What are the subtleties that I usually ignore that are sparkling within that apparition, that texture? What is that? So play with that, have fun, check it out. Yeah, shout out to Peter Brown. The yoga of radiant presence is his practice and is very similar to what I'm describing. Essentially, I'm describing the yoga of radiant presence. So giving a shout out to Peter Brown, great friend of mine, who passed on and left us an incredible body of work. Recommend Peter's work. Yeah, much love, family, peace, love, infinity. Yeah, take good care. Take good care. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being you.